Day 99. You got 99 problems?
I got 99 problems and adoption ain't one.
It is one, though. You guys, we went to Safeway. It's not called Safeway on the sign, but it's just what Emmanuel calls it, our driver. We went to Safeway.
What Google Maps calls it, too.
But there's no sign on it. And look what they have.
The Bugle.
Google. We get the salt, too.
Huh?
Salt. The salt.
Sea salt. Mm-hmm. Fresh from the sea. I hope it's not from the sea over here.
Chocolate sprinkles. We can't find chocolate chips. For the girls' pancakes. Nutella. Give me the oatmeal, please. Oatmeal. But Jeremy says he can't read the directions on how to make it because he doesn't have any spectacles.
I guess I brought them. I have to go.
Do you know where they are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the bread. A little fresh bread. And we're walking down the aisle, and this is like a classic reason why I should not have gone inside the grocery store as hungry as I was, because I was hungry. I was like, get some of that, we can make cornbread. And like, none of this is in English either. And this is yellow corn flour.
It's the same.
And I have no idea what to add to it to make cornbread.
Well,
I don't know.
We don't have an oven anyway. We'll have to make.
No, we can make it in the skillet, like skillet cornbread you've made, right? You know how to make it?
I made it in the oven.
Oh, my mom used to make it like pancakes.
Yeah.
It says on the package, and I don't really feel like this needs to be said. I've never read this on a package of American food. Now, granted, I don't do a lot of cooking. I don't do a lot of grocery shopping, so take that with a grain of whatever you want. But Achi sources good quality yellow corn flour and processes in a hygienic environment. The packs are tamper-proof and retain the freshness till it reaches the consumer's kitchen. I have never really... Have you ever read that on a food package? It's made in a hygienic environment.
I feel like that's a given. Should be.
It makes you wonder. I found grapes too. They have seeds in them.
The competitor doesn't have.
You're gonna make me some. I'm figure out somebody's. I think you can just add water. I don't know for sure.
You know who knows?
Google.
YouTube knows.
Google knows. Hey, YouTube knows.
I'll find me a video.
This is day 99. So I started the day super, super, super discouraged. But what cheered me up is our new day sales. Thank you to those that shopped today. And those that are still shopping. I know I'm giving you, I may give you guys a couple extra days. We have almost double what I asked for like donations. It's $4,301 was my last.
Pretty impressive.
My last add up. Thank you, Victoria Butler, for sending us an extra hundo.
Yes, thank you.
Victoria is like, she put out a mass request to all her people. And she's just Venmoing us more. So that money should go in tomorrow. We've told Albert we're ready to go shopping whenever he's ready. So I got a little discouraged today because we were talking at the orphanage and we were thinking that maybe the police were given an extra week to work on things, which made me like want to throw up. But then we think maybe that was just sort of like Sam's musings and not necessarily like reality. Because there's Sam will say things that are fact, which are fact. And then he'll say what he hopes is fact. And then he'll go back and forth with the scenarios of what if this happens, or what if that happens, what if this happens. So we decided that the extra week was more Sam's guess than it was like actual, oh, they have Coke there too. Actual, like, they got an extra week to do their job.
And our families, our two families have pontificated with each other this stuff.
We just talk about this stuff in hypothetical situations, in real situations, like, and we're like, how many, like, we have to stay here for probably 3 more weeks to get the discount. I don't know. They probably work with us on that. But, like, do we stay for 3 weeks? Do we stay for 4 weeks?
Just do 2 months.
Do we just...
What's the 2-month discount?
Do we ask if we should just buy into their company? Like, what is it to get stock here,
What do they call that? Profit sharing? Can we just...
Like a timeshare. Can we make this a timeshare?
But we're not sharing.
How much of a discount can you get if I mean, because, like, we've been really happy staying here. And so, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things that it's been really great for us. For the situation that we're in, like, this feels like a great place to come back to. There's not a lot of issues. I mean, and certainly any of the issues that are here are not, they're just like because we're in Liberia. It's not.
So when I got to tell you
Management's very helpful.
the most Liberian thing I've ever heard. So, when I went to talk to Samir yesterday, I was telling
we had two major Liberian
Hey,
things.
do you remember the storm we had a couple nights ago? I said, yeah. It was like 4 in the
It was
morning.
like that one that I
super
slept
windy.
through. I'm gonna eat my bugles while you talk about it.
And he was like, yeah. He's like, remember we had the utility pole that fell over? I was like, yeah, I don't remember.
It blocked the road. It's like
remember.
half a mile down the road.
He said, those guys, the electric company is charging me $1,200 to put the pole back up. I was like, you have to pay for that? They don't pay to maintain? He's like, no.
It's half a mile down the road.
He's like, they don't pay to maintain it.
And it's not even just coming here. Like, it makes stops along the way.
Yeah, and he said, this is where it gets really funny, that they can't find a replacement pole.
They can't find a pole.
I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, man. He's like super stressed out. I was like, whatever. Oh. I was like, that's the most Liberian thing I've heard.
It's so depressing.
So yeah, he's an awesome guy though. He's fun to chat with. I think his wife or his lady friend was with him, and they're drying fish.
His wife, yeah,
with salt. And I was like,
it's in a cage.
What are you guys doing?
It's in like a bird cage.
Well, it's to keep the flies out so it can dry. I was like,
it doesn't seem permeable to flies.
I was like, what do you do with it? She said, what do you eat it with? And she's like, I just like beer, just like a snack. I'm like, oh, cool.
Like jerky?
Kind of. I mean, a long time ago, that's how they did meat. They would salt it and dry it out so it would preserve.
It's amazing to me. And they're just hanging that in the middle of the restaurant.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Outdoor restaurant.
I thought it was maybe some kind of ambiance thing. Just have some dry fish.
What was the other? Tell everybody about what happened today when we got pulled over.
You tell it. And I'll chime in unless you're just about to pass out and you need bugles.
Okay, so here we are driving down the road. I'm going the same route we always go to the orphanage.
Probably 30 times at this point.
More than that, because we've been here for almost 60 days. And we have gone there like 4 times a week. 4 times a week until probably 2 Saturdays ago, and then we dropped it to 3 times a week. Because I can't handle Saturdays anymore.
Yeah.
Unless it's for a special occasion.
Yes.
So, but yeah. Like, and we probably passed the same police officer that many times, you know? And he stops us today. And like, instead of like, sometimes they'll try to stop us because they think we're Americans, or, you know, they'll see me in the front seat and they want like us to give them $10 or $20 so they can go along their day, just because they're police and we're travelers. And so they just try to do that. There's like a 1-800 number you can call and complain about them if they're doing that to you.
And when they stop you, they just kind of meander out in front of your vehicle.
Well, but usually they try to stop us, like they wave us over, and usually if Nelson's there, he just waves back at them and keeps going, points at his tags that are up to date. He's like, you have no reason to stop. Well, Nelson's car is a Nissan Armada. It's a 2005 Nissan Armada. And I gotta say, the next time I buy a car, I might be shopping in the Armada section, because this thing, he's nicknamed it Savior because it saved them. It is solid. But it's got some things. But I'm just really impressed with the Armada, like how well it's held up. But he stands in front of it today. This cop stands in front and makes us stop. Nelson's car, when it was in the States, it has like a U.S. Army sticker on it, and it's got some upgrades here and there. It's got a CB radio built in somewhere. I've never seen it work. We've not used it, but it's got one, and it's got 3 security lights, 2 on the hood, and 1 on the like front grille. And it's a security light, and you can turn it on, and it makes it look like you're police. So most of the police officers here are in like black SUVs, if they're like important people, like escorting the presidents, or if you're in like a traffic jam, you could turn it on. It's not something that Nelson really uses. I mean, like, he's turned it on to make us laugh, but like, there are a lot of cars that have it, and there are cars that have horns that sound like sirens to get people to pull over. There'll be like this little KK, this little like golf cart looking thing, and they'll have like a horn siren or motorcycle, and people get out of the way. This joker stands in front of us, and there's a girl police with him, and Emmanuel, our driver, gets out of the car. He's like, what do you need? What's your how can I help? Kind of thing. And they start arguing, and I see Emmanuel is like this very chill, introverted dude that's like, I'm like, hey, would it be okay if we stopped at the Safeway? Sure, boss, whatever you want. And that's all he says. And he'll talk to me if I talk to him, but he doesn't like, he's an introvert, and he's a chill McGill. Like, he is focused. He's probably about our age, when you say. And he is getting fired up at this guy. So apparently this cop wants him to pull over into a local garage and pay someone for tools to remove the extra headlights. They're like security lights.
They're like floodlights that are on top of the
Yeah.
hood. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, but they're like small, and then there's one on the front, and then there's like a police light that goes red, white, or red and blue.
But they didn't even comment on that.
Holding us there. He did too. He pointed at it. So he doesn't see that Jeremy's in the back seat because I get really car sick. I get car sick even in the front seat, but if I'm in the back seat, we're gonna pull over for me to vomit. So Jeremy lets me sit in the front seat. So I'm sure he's thinking, so he's like, okay, he tells Emmanuel, I'll let you go if you give me 1,000 Liberian dollars, which is the equivalent of $5 US. Basically, you may bribe me so that you can leave. Or you can pull into this parking lot and go buy yourself some tools at the garage down the road and get the lights off your vehicle before you move it any further. And I'm like looking at him thinking, they're arguing about this. So that's what he says. And so Emmanuel goes to talk to him again and shows him his driver's license, shows him the registration. He's like, well, we can do it tomorrow. And the guy asked him for 1,000 Liberian dollars. And he's like, I'm not giving you 1,000 Liberian dollars. I'm not giving you $1. These people are missionaries that are here adopting children to help Liberia. Like, you need to let us go. I will take care of this tonight or tomorrow. But please do not delay us on our way. And I'm like sitting there watching this unfold.
He's laying on the hood, basically.
He's literally like, and he's like, I have my aviators on, my sunglasses. Let me get the full effect for you guys.
Me too. I'm in the back seat like this.
Well, nobody can see you. Jeremy's playing solitaire on his phone. I'm sitting in the front seat like this, looking at this cop, like literally staring him down, like just my jaw clenched. And I'm like, this is everything that's wrong with you. Everything that's wrong with this whole thing. We're waiting on the police to finish an investigation so that we can get our kids out of this orphanage, so that we can move on, so that more kids can come in. We're just trying to save 2 little lives, 2 little cute lives. And this guy's going to lay on the hood of a 2005 Nissan Armada that I am renting to go visit my kids today and pretend like he's going to delay me and make us take apart. He's like, you want me just to produce tools? So I'm like sitting there like this, and I'm like, so I tell Jeremy's sitting behind me, I'm like, you're going to have to get out. You're going to have to go talk to this guy. Like, do something. So Jeremy gets out, and Jeremy is smooth.
Before I get out, though, I'm not going to hate this place.
Jeremy, well, yeah, we're all talking about that. Because, I mean, you know what they can do? If they're mad enough, they can just literally get you out of your car, take everybody out of the car, and leave you standing on the side of the road and impound your car. If your car is in violation of Liberian law. Technically, is it against the law to have these lights? Absolutely. And we found out later in the day, after talking to some other people, that it's always been a law that you can't have these aftermarket upgrades on for lights and stuff. You can't do it. Like, you can't have a headlight or a floodlight or anything. But like, the president apparently made a recent announcement that they're going to start enforcing this. It's also a law to wear a helmet when you ride a motorcycle. I don't see them enforcing that. But they're on this tangent. Like, about a month ago, they were enforcing all cars had to have their license and registration, and your driver's license had to be up to date. And they were stopping everybody. Then, like 2 weeks later, they did all the motorcycles, stopping everybody. And now they're on this light thing. Well, we didn't know that when we got in the car this morning. So I'm like, you're going to have to get out. So Jeremy gets out, and Jeremy is like a good 5 inches taller than this guy, probably. And Emmanuel's pretty tall, too. And Jeremy gets out, and like everybody thinks he's like in the military or something. So he gets out, and his little Jeremy swagger, all smiles, just all smiles. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Because you know who could not hey buddy it today? This girl. I was not gonna hey buddy anybody. I was gonna walk up to him and say, hey, you got any buddies that are working investigations? Because I need a police report. I'm not giving you a dime, but I got a 1-800 number for your harassment of me. And I don't like you because you're a Liberian police officer, and Liberian police is standing between me and my kids right now. But I was not going to be smooth. But Jeremy can be smooth because he just internalizes all of his anger.
Yes.
He even got the handshake right.
Inside, I'm raging.
So what happened when you went out? So I was like, you're going to have to get out. So I could hear Jeremy just, I was like, baby, I think you're going to have to get out. He's like, I didn't say anything else. Like, that's all I said is, baby, I think you're going to have to get out. And he's like, we're both thinking it, but I said it.
That's a good idea.
I'm
submission.
Like, it's time. I was being a submissive wife by submitting my ideas because homeboy's already seen my face. I didn't even take my sunglasses off because I'm like, if he sees my eyebrows, this is gonna be over. This is me looking at this police officer. I'm in the front seat.
So I get out.
And trust me, when I woke up this morning, if I could have had somebody swing at me and me swing back, this would have been the guy. He would be eating his teeth. They would be in his stomach right now because I'm that mad at him. But I would not really punch anyone, of course. My kids were in the car. This was my face. So Jeremy gets out.
So I get out.
I kept my sunglasses on.
And Emmanuel is now over to the right with the young lady police officer, and I'm just like, I go up to them and I'm like, hello, ma'am.
Middle-aged young lady.
Like, hello. And I was like, I'm a man here. He's carrying me to see my kids in the orphanage. I was like, can you let us go? And then she's like, basically like washing her hands of it. She's like, got to go talk to the other guy. And the other guy's already harassing someone else at this point. He's got another car pulled over. So we had to walk across traffic, and I'm like, that's always fun. It's an adventure because there's no like pedestrian laws at all. It's like, you better look or you're going to get killed.
Yeah.
So then I go up and shake the guy's hand. I'm like, hey, my man. I was like, I said, my friend here, he's carrying us to visit our girls in an orphanage we're adopting. I was like, any way you can let us go? This is our day to go see them. He's like holding my hand. He didn't let go. And
He's looking for the money in there.
he just keeps walking with me, like holding my hand. And finally, I kind of pull my hand away. I was like, this is weird. I'm not going to hold hands as we walk. And then he like looks at Emmanuel's license again while he's talking to me. Then he hands it to me. I'm like, okay, I'll hold it for a minute, I guess. And then he starts talking about America, and he's loving America. And then he mentions bribes a couple times, but he doesn't like. I couldn't understand what he was saying.
But he'd already asked Emmanuel for $1,000 Liberian dollars, which is a lot of money to them. But it's $5 to us, but still.
So I was kind of confused about what was going on. I was just kept saying the same thing over and over again. And finally, he just let us go. Like, he walked us back to the car, let me get in, and I didn't offer to give him any money. I wasn't going to.
All smiles.
Was I smiling?
You smiled.
I felt
You
like
were
I was not smiling.
It was like meeting the parents for the first time smile. It was
in my
all
heart, I was like, I want to crush you. But
all smiles. Jeremy's so smooth. Even when he's mad, he's smooth.
Because like the smug look on the guy's face when he was basically blocking our car from leaving, I was pretty pissed about it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this guy.
I was really proud of Emmanuel for just being like, look, these people don't have any money. They're missionaries trying to adopt kids. We're going to visit them.
Yeah, he finally let us go. I mean, I don't think I said anything great. I just told him the truth. Like, hey, man.
But just your demeanor, like, they're not used to seeing, like, tall, like, Jeremy's, like, broad guy, like, looks like if he wanted to hurt you, he could. But, like, not, I mean, Liberians are not tall. Most of them are not tall in stature. There's not, and a lot of them are, like, I mean, for an adult to just get one meal a day here is a challenge.
Yeah.
So, but, like, Emmanuel, man, he was fired up.
He was.
I did not, I mean, I knew he had it in him, but I was
They were yelling at each other. It was great.
Yeah, he was trying, he was begging. He was like, please let me go. Please, because you could read his lips. Please let me go. I've got people in the car. I've got kids. Like, he just, everything he could do to get them, but he was not going to pay them. So it's Nelson's car, right? So Jeremy texts Nelson. What did he say?
He's like, it's a good thing I wasn't there. You would have seen a show. And I was like, well, Emmanuel put on a really good show. I was proud of him. And he went after it.
Nelson would have been.
I think you're right, though. I don't know that an American getting out probably had a little more influence than.
I think, well, it was just, I had seen that Emmanuel was kind of like, I'm not going to give, I'm not going to give you money. For this. This is your job.
Even if I wanted to, I don't have the proper change. All I had was like 20s. Not to sound like
but they could, if they start unloading our kids from the car, like, certainly I'm going to be giving somebody some money so we can go. But this is just the principle of the
definitely
thing.
Be
so
getting his badge.
Nelson was like, I would have thrown a fit. But the thing is like, if it's a law that's being enforced, you could easily just say, hey, I'm going to give you a warning. You need to have this fixed by tomorrow.
They don't give you any time to adjust for it. That's what's crazy.
I guess the president announced it on the radio or the news yesterday, and then today was like hammer time. But it just gives the cops a way to ask for illegal bribes. Yeah. It's basically what it does. And that's not right. And we're not going to be a part of that.
Breeding corruption.
Where they're getting like this extra week to work on this investigation that's been ongoing for our kids' adoption for 4 months now. And like their lives. I mean, there are kids that need to be in that home, and our kids need to be out. And there's, 16 children living under the roof of that orphanage that have families. They don't have any business there. But the police can drop everything and all of a sudden enforce this one law that's been a law for a long time, but now we're just enforcing it. And we're going to enforce it today, but like we're not going to prioritize what's already on our plate. That's just the thing. And to say that I'm going to stop you and make you follow the law unless you want to pay me so that you don't have to follow the law. It's like very there's no integrity here on those matters, except for Emmanuel. He held his ground, but I don't know that he had like a backup plan, like of what we're gonna do.
Yeah, would have to call Nelson and get a ride in the car, I guess.
Well, I mean, he would have had to go buy some tools, I guess. I was trying to think if I'd had my leather man, we could have taken it off.
It's funny, like
but Nelson and Emmanuel talked more about the law, and like Hassan, one of the other drivers that drove Carrie's family today to visit the orphanage, he was like, yeah, that's a thing, you gotta have it taken off. And so it's a well-known thing now. It's been ongoing for like this weekend. So Emmanuel's coming. We're not going anywhere tomorrow because we usually just go to the orphanage Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We try to get our groceries and stuff on our way back. So we just, because, you know, we pay to use the car. So pay the driver, pay the gas, all that. So Emmanuel's like, you're not going anywhere tomorrow. I'm going to come out here tomorrow with my tools. I'm going to take all this off, talk to Nelson about it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, you sure you don't want to just do it on Wednesday? He's like, no. Get it done tomorrow, and then Wednesday we're free to do whatever we need to do. So, but yeah, he's like conscious of it, and then he was upset because it delayed us getting to the orphanage, you know.
So on the 55th day, it was our first full family police encounter.
Day 99 of 2024, day 55 in Liberia.
Yeah.
Some people get confused on that day counter because I started it as day 1 on January 1st. It was kind of like my, I don't want to say New Year's resolution, but just New Year's decision that I was going to start doing videos every day to advocate for our children, because I needed to do something as their mother, like to at least appeal to the court of public opinion. And it's worked. It's helped a lot. It's helped us kind of get the word out. I think it's really helped having the YouTube thing. It's really helped us with this fundraiser. We're going to get running water and full-time electricity. And the throughput on the orphanage has hurt the financial picture for the orphanage overall. I mean, they have lots of bills to pay. They pay their lease annually. It's close to $10,000 a year. They have that bill coming up soon. And with the lack of throughput, they're concerned about it. So you guys have done an excellent job helping out with this fundraiser, and the New Day show's killing it. You guys are helping. You're getting some really great products on some really great deals. You're helping the New Day artisans have a fair trade environment and a work environment that's healthy for their families. And you're also getting running water permanently and electricity permanently for these kids. We got there in time. The 6-year-olds don't come home. They come home from school last. So all the other kids are home by like 3:30, and then the 6-year-olds come at 4. And we hear that they're in a study group, and I'm not really sure what that means, but there's about 7 6-year-olds that come in. Man, they were so proud in those backpacks. So those of you that helped with the backpacks and the
little
shoes,
uniforms,
the school, they got their shoes on, they got their kicks, they got their backpacks, and they were just walking a little bit taller. And they were really cute in their backpacks and in their shoes and their uniforms, and they're happy that's happening today. And our kids aren't crying when we leave them anymore. It's kind of like, peace out, see you in a couple days. So the nannies were braiding everybody's hair today. Everybody's getting a hair day.
Yep.
It's a good day. And then on our way back, we went to the grocery store, the Safeway. So if you're in Liberia and you ask to go to the Safeway and you get to this grocery store and there's no sign anywhere that says Safeway, it's called the executive store. You're at the Safeway.
It looks like
Good
a
security.
3 or 4 story building. It's like white. It looks almost like an apartment building.
Yeah,
from
it's
the outside.
interesting.
But they have a lot of food. A lot of good options.
Yeah.
Like a lot of good meats and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. They did not have my favorite granola cereal. Only the Mega Mart has that. But they did have the Beagles. So every day we're hoping we're going to get a phone call that says, hey, you can come get your kids. That's been our life for like the last year and a half.
And every day we go to the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Groundhog Day.
Anything else?
No, I haven't. I don't have any updates. I was just
Okay.
checking. Maybe want to check my phone. No updates.
Love you.
Love you too.